Just on the left here, a bit further.
I can park over this side, look.
That's my door there, that green one. Or was my door. That's my room up there, top one. Or was my room. Ready, Jane?
Yes,
You got to help
ready.
me. Because I want to get in and out.
All right.
You do.
Yeah, we've got a few spare shopping bags if you need them. You should be careful about filming that house.
You couldn't wait to get out, could you?
I wanted to go to. Well, you saw how he was with me. He didn't mess with me, did he?
No, I know that, but you could understand why I didn't want to live there, couldn't you?
Oh yeah.
How many people live in there?
Enough.
Well,
One
that geezer wasn't there before.
He was totally off his head, wasn't he? All
Yeah,
the
he
doors
wasn't
smashed
there
in.
before I
He hasn't
was.
got a door left on his bedroom. It's all smashed in.
Really?
Yep.
Thank goodness for that.
That's the shame of it, though. Do you know what, Phil? Your bedroom was fine.
I know, it'd be a nice place if it had nice
Parker
people
was
living there.
Doable. Yeah.
What, do you know any of their situations? Like, what's...
No, I didn't really want to get to know their situation. All I know is they're using drugs.
Right. So they're literally like, what was it, heroin and everything in the house?
Yeah. You could see he was smoking a joint just then as we went in. There's all rubble on the floor outside of his door, where his door was.
So Phil, how does that feel now?
A relief. A great relief. I just needed to get my stuff out quick, fast, because that geezer didn't look very happy at one stage.
He didn't, did
Did
he?
you recognise him?
No,
Someone
he's
new?
just moved. Someone new. Yeah, he wasn't there when I was there. He took the room next door to me. Well,
Did you say
was
hello?
next- No, he was shouting to whoever, himself or whatever.
He was aware enough to
smoking
say
a
hello to
joint.
us.
Effing and blinding in his own language or whatever.
He was literally out of it, wasn't he? Yeah. Either on drugs or mental health or both. Both, I'd say, looking at it.
But I can't see them putting up with him for much if he's done that to his own room already. The whole door's taken off.
I'm not
There's
sure
all
what
rubble
made me
on
think
it.
it, but I reckon he's schizophrenic.
Oh yeah, he did seem a bit off his head, didn't he? I've got to get the keys back.
So what we're doing,
Okay.
just dropping the keys back.
I'll let you deal with that. Let's turn the
Do
car.
you want me to come with you on anything, Phil? Are you right?
Could you,
Yeah,
sir?
I'll be.
Job done?
Well, yeah, he's got the keys back, so that's it. Got stuff.
Did they know that you'd left?
Yeah, I did tell her.
What did they say?
Yeah, nothing much. He
What's that older
just
guy,
asked
the
where I've
boss of
gone
it?
to. Yeah, I think he's the boss.
Oh, the one that was having a meltdown.
Yeah.
You can see why.
I just told him you want to go and check that property out, mate, because it's getting demoralised.
Really?
Well, do you know, they're not even far away from it, you know?
Do they do checks or anything?
Well, yeah, they do go around. The support worker's supposed to go around and check on everyone. She won't be happy when she checks on him and sees half the flat's demoralised.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for that.
So,
Feel good now?
Yep, it's a relief off my shoulders.
Yeah, I bet.
it's a huge relief to get that stuff back.
You've got your stuff, you've got the keys off so you can draw a line in that place there.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
So,
If you want to have you go on, finish your fag out in the park there. Have a quick fresh air and let Phil have a minute. What was
Yeah.
it, I think he's had a bit of a moment just now. I began to sense at this point just how understated a man Phil was. And this was the first point that I began to form an opinion on his credibility as a person and whether or not we could trust him. Now I started to, seeing his reaction and sensing the palpable sense of relief he had that he'd got his possessions back out of the property, number one, that he had returned the keys, number two, and had done so without any blowback
Yeah, any conflict.
or any consequence.
Even at the bit where he was just a few moments ago going to deliver the keys, and I remember saying, do you want me to come in with you? Because I sensed then that he felt nervous. Maybe not nervous or scared, but you could see on camera that he was just feeling, well, nervous, I guess, or
On edge.
apprehensive.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, are they going to let him just give the keys back and go, sorry, I don't want to live there. I'm going. It took no more than 5 minutes.
I could sense that until those keys were back and we'd left that place, he wasn't going to feel like the job was done.
Yeah.
Was it frightening in there, Jane?
It was frightening, yeah. That guy was literally having an episode, and I don't know if it's schizophrenia or drugs, but you know, they can turn on you in a minute.
Yeah.
So I was glad to get in the room, shut the door, pack and go.
Good to go.
You right, Phil?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. And now we're out of here.
Yeah.
Going past the Albion again.
Yes! The baggies!
You mentioned earlier that some people, when they've been homeless for long enough, eventually they get a council house, and after a few days they can't cope and they just walk out.
Yeah.
And
Not everyone, personally.
No, not everyone. But yeah, no, I realise it's just some people, but that's something that people who've never been homeless find it impossible to understand. Like, why would you walk out, having finally got a home, a roof over your head, somewhere dry, somewhere with a fridge, somewhere warm? Why wouldn't you want to keep that? There are people who just would not get.
There's different reasons for every person, you know.
So if you did get a council flat, you'd want to keep it, would you?
Well, yeah, really.
Yeah.
As long as it was safe, basically.
Well, I mean, but if
I wouldn't
if
just
it's
give
your
it
own
up
flat,
because I'm used to being homeless, you know. I'd be over the moon to get my own place, you know.
yeah, as long as it was safe. And again, I was only just beginning at this point to start to build up an understanding of how unsafe homeless people are all the time.
Yeah, we take it for granted. We think that a homeless person just wants a home for warmth, for shelter, but...
And Jane said that place is
security.
frightening. You know, imagine being told, here, there's somewhere you can sleep, but it's frightening.
Yeah.
You're not safe.
Some people, I don't know, I can't explain it. Where they've been homeless for so long, I don't know. It's just grown into their mind, I suppose. They're stuck in their ways.
They've become conditioned to it.
They can't deal with it, having this place, having to cook for themselves and whatever, you know, tidy up.
Yeah. Do you think, is there any prospect for you of getting your own place?
I very much doubt it. It might take a few years, yeah.
Are you on a waiting list for somewhere, or?
Well, no, not at the moment, because I haven't got no connection with Exeter. You need to have a local connection first before you can go on the waiting list.
Right, so that means that what?
And then I'll be waiting years and years because my category would be so low down. Unfortunately, it's just the system. I kind of understand it, but you know, to be honest, in this day and age, I hear it so many times. Girls of 16, they don't want to live with their parents no more. They go out and get deliberately pregnant by their bloke at the time.
And they get their own
Just to
flat.
get pregnant, just to get somewhere to live. Whether they split up with that bloke or not, you know. It happens so much, you hear it so many times nowadays. This is what I'm saying. There was one bloke I met years ago when I was first homeless. I think it was Bournemouth or Southampton. He was a multi-millionaire. He was going to build buy a plot of land for the homeless people to move in and fund it all himself. But the council blatantly refused him planning permission.
The council's come in for a lot of stick, and I'm still trying to get my head round. I'm trying to get an impartial, unbiased opinion of what they do, because on the one hand, you can see that there's a lot of frustration. On the other hand, you can see that the councils they're suffering from financial cuts, yet still having to provide accommodation, temporary accommodation for families, single people with young kids, and they're doing that, and they have to do it, they have to spend the money on that. And you've got councillors worried about being elected, right? And this is just a guess of mine, but councillors worrying about being elected are influenced by the people who don't want homeless people in their area, which is why they go around investing thousands, putting metal bars on the benches, and even putting glass shards and metal spikes on walls where you can sit down, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so there's definitely evidence that the councils have spent money on what can only be described as anti-homelessness devices. In other words, not solving homelessness, but just pushing it
To one side.
To one
sort of
side.
thing, like it doesn't exist.
And then you meet some of the individuals who work in housing departments, in the councils. And you can see that as individuals, they desperately want to help. They've got a really difficult job. But it's not up to them. Their hands are tied. They're given budgets, they're given targets, they're given rules, they're given regulations. The sort of people who are the landlords of these housing accommodation places, like the one in Torquay, the one we've just been to in Birmingham.
They give people a chance, don't get me wrong. At the end of the day I was homeless, but the Windsors let me move in there. But once you're in there, they ain't going to help you, like as it says on them things like reviews. The houses are full of mould, there was mice in the place, you know, leaking taps. They don't want to come around and fix these issues. They put the phone down on you when you speak to them about it. Well, they tell you they'll come around and do it the next day, but no one never turns up.
And so,
you know, they cleared the flat out in the place in Torquay. The bloke who lived downstairs from me at the time. They cleared all this stuff out, left the washing machine and everything down in the hallway, communal hallway. There's babies, there's a family with kids there as well, and they left the washing machine full of water, mouldy water. It was obviously broken down and packed it in the hallway for 2 months. Didn't bother coming to take it away or nothing. It was me and my neighbour at the time who I got on okay with, that decided enough was enough and went actually downstairs and chucked it out the front of the house basically. You know?
The only thing I can think of though is the glue was in too.
Landlords should be responsible for doing that, you know. You shouldn't just take someone's stuff out and leave it all downstairs in the hallway for everyone else to have to suffer with. What would actually be nice though, it would be like managers from the Exeter Council actually went out to Birmingham, went in that property and could see it for first hand for themselves.
Yeah.
You know? Because I'll get them, I could just be making it up. I do understand that. But I'm clearly not. Jane just see it herself.
I thought you was exaggerating slightly.
Unless you actually see it, well, you can tell I'm not exaggerating, Jane.
Exaggerating? I think everything you underplayed it to feel.
this is not a man who embellishes stories. This is not a man who puts whistles and bells on his stories. This is a man who's so understated and quiet that actually he understates the extent of the things that are happening. And even his friend Jane was beginning to realise that too.
If I told you to go to a nice restaurant, they do lovely food, and recommended a certain meal to you, you went in it and it was a load of rubbish, would you go back to that restaurant?
No.
You'd be crazy to, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know?
You know what they should do there? You should say to them, well look, if you're happy to sleep there, if you feel safe sleeping there, then I'll sleep there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think of it putting that way, yeah.
Oh, it's been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun.
Really,
The most
really enjoyed
fun I've had in well over a year.
It's never a dull moment with Jane around, let me tell you that.
You want to be going left. Where are you going now?
That's where I was. Straight over. It's taking me to the...
No.
Okay.
I want you to go left.
Okay. Yes, boss.
Oh, wait, I might be wrong actually, because didn't Dad say they closed down the Tesla place here?
This is the Tesla service centre I'm trying to go to.
Okay. And is there a supercharger there?
I dearly hope so. They have. Yeah. You want to stretch your legs? And so, Jane, you know the landlord of this new place that Phil's moving into, do you?
Well, yeah, it's my landlord. So, just by chance, realising now Birmingham wasn't going to work out like sensible. I don't suppose you've got anywhere yet, thinking you'd say no. And he said, yes, Jane, I've just got a place coming up in Howden Road. I went, okay, can I fill Harry, please? So he said, well, obviously I've got to talk with him first, but...
So
no.
this might be your first safe home.
Well, that's...
In how many years?
Well, since I moved out basically, really, when I was 17.
16
Your
to 20
first
years.
safe home in 30 years. So you're sort of acting as a reference for Phil, are you? To say that you know him and he's a good bloke?
Yeah, basically.
So if we take you and your gear now back to College Road, then you're going to have to move it all on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much so. Summer.
Why don't we go straight there and I will take care of the difference?
Really?
Yes.
We'd have to ring Paul up
sure?
first,
Well, I can
make
ring
sure
him.
he's about, innit?
For some reason, I had 300 quid cash burning a hole in my pocket, knowing that he only needed 150 quid to be able to secure this property, which he would lose if he didn't get the 400 quid deposit together by Friday. And on the one side of it, I'm sitting there thinking, no, it's not what I'm here to do. It's not what I'm here to do. It's not what we're here to do. Don't go down that road. Don't go down that road. And on the other side, I'm thinking, the only thing standing between this guy and a safe place to sleep is that half the cash in my pocket. And at that moment was when I decided, okay, I'm not quite sure how, but I want to make sure that he doesn't lose the property. And in that moment, when I just said that, then why don't we take you straight there with your stuff and then we haven't got to... I'd kind of made the decision and thought, this is definitely going to be okay. I'm definitely not being schemed out of my money. This is a legitimate thing. He's brought his friend along, they'd both have to be in on it. How could that possibly be the case? There's no way they're going to scheme me out of my money.
All we've got to do is get the keys off of him, really, and give him the money.
You've got
But then it would have to go back to yours to get the money first,
just
because it's
ring
in
him.
yours.
That's all right.
Help it to help him. Oh, tonight. I'll have to discuss it with someone else because I was going to help me out with the difference. I'll get back to you and let you know. Jane said he could do it, but it won't be till tonight, at least about 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
At least.
I'll sort you the difference anyway. Well, it's my way of thanking you for your time today. I know I've done you a favour and helped you out, but you've done us a very, very big favour
Thank you
too,
so much,
and helped
man.
us out as well.
Helped me so much. It's
No, well,
unbelievable, really.
you really, really...
You know, and literally, to be honest with you, I come back from Birmingham, I was sold a big issue to someone, and they were church people,
Yeah.
and they said, can we say a little prayer for you, basically. Literally, they said a prayer for me. About 10 minutes later, you come round the corner, and we started chatting, you know, and you've offered to take me to Birmingham to collect my stuff and everything. It's quite amazing, really, yeah. How God can work, you know, works in mysterious ways.
And again, in the moment, I was still... He means it. This is an honest thing. But it's also really uncomfortable.
Yeah. Charlie's just inside with Phil and Jane. He's just having a little tour of the flat, of the beds where Jane lives, so she's just showing us around. And by 6 o'clock this evening, Phil will be able to move into something very similar, just about 20 minutes up the road.
This is my place,
All right.
which wasn't like this when I came. It was really basic. I've done it all up myself. I bought the blinds at the end, had that put up instead of the really bad curtains at the end.
And this has been your home for 5 years?
Yeah. I bought the bed
Okay.
myself. I'm in the process still of doing it up. I bought the TV. The sofa is here. I need to buy a new wardrobe, get a new cook, a new fridge, but it's eventually going to get painted. It's going to look lovely.
Right.
It's work in progress.
Yeah?
But when I came in here, it was literally a blank canvas.
Okay.
I mean,
But it's home.
but it's home. I mean, the bed.
It's dry, it's warm.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's
Yeah.
dry, it's warm, it's home.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's dry and it's warm.
People like Jane blow me away with their cheerfulness,
Yeah.
despite everything. And Jane, as a person who doesn't work for the council or government or charity, does more to help people like Phil than any other individual I've ever met.
Yeah.
From her position of homelessness, she's in temporary accommodation. And to me, characters like Jane are a genuine inspiration. The pride with which she is showing us around her home, when most of us couldn't imagine living there. Mm-hmm. She chooses to see the good
I'll show you garden. I'm very lucky to have this. And I've done the garden myself as well, pretty much. In fact, I'll leave it open.
That's lovely.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the rubbish dump at the back, but I cleared all the rubbish myself in the corner.
Fantastic.
And then I'll take you upstairs. You see, this is what I'm saying. No one needs even a flat for themselves. You can take someone off the streets by giving them this. And that's not too much to ask for, is it, really? This is our laundry unit. You pay £1.
Right.
So, washing machine, tumble dryer.
And you share that with the others?
Yeah, well, this was a rubbish tip till I got here. And then I bought all this stuff myself. And not much to ask, that was only £1. And then dustpan and brush to sweep up, that was only £1. It's easy to do. Cats will put laundry baskets and pegs. Well, we're going to get new toilets soon. As he said, they're really oldies. Although personally, I think they're still very usable. So I don't mind if we don't get them really. So we got 2 toilets. That's 1 toilet.
Perfectly usable?
Perfectly usable. Everything you see in here is mine. I put some lovely new curtains up. Bought the mirror. But I bought this mirror.
Oh, lovely.
I put the plants in. Fake plants, obviously. I bought the little mats to make it homely. The bin. I bought these pictures from the Heart Foundation.
Nice.
We've just had these new doors put in, so it's almost like a brand new shower.
Nice.
And again, those baskets are mine. And I bought the bin. Then I cleaned this up so nice, people actually want to use it. And so I bought the mats and the mirror.
How many of you in the house?
8.
So 8 of you, and what, there's 2 loos between 8 of you?
Yeah, but you never ever.
You never know. Okay, there's 4 each. That's 4, but that's fine,
Never
yeah.
stuck for the toilet. I've never been stuck for it. Or the shower. Some people walked into mine and go, oh, isn't this compact? There's a bit of mould up there. I want to live here. And?
Yeah. Would you rather live outside? No.
Well, Steve goes ballistic in there. Oh, it's too small for me. Well,
So,
I'll
Listen.
manage.
so you've got 250 cash already for him,
Yeah,
for that.
yeah,
So 150 more and that's it. You can move in definitely, right?
yeah. 250, oh, he said 400.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This was the point at which I was going to hand over money. And I had so many things going through my head at the same time, which is I should hand over this money without condition because I'm paying Phil for his time. It's up to him what he does with the money. But I also found myself thinking, but I don't want to hand over the money unless it's going to secure him his home. That's actually what I want to do here. And if I hand over the money now, even if his intention was to use it to secure the home, I don't know that he's not going to go out and party with it one way or another. Him and Jane, who knows? You just don't know what they're going to do with the money. There's nothing else you need. If you've got this 150 quid, that's it, you can move in. So here you are.
Oh, you're amazing. Oh, mate, you're amazing. Oh, so all we got to do now is wait till 6
Make sure I
o'clock.
haven't got that wrong.
Oh.
Make sure I haven't got it wrong.
Right. Yeah. Oh, my God.
That is for your time today.
Oh, my God, you're joking.
That's for your...
Oh. Oh, mate. Oh, oh, mate, you're going to make me cry in a minute, mate.
Oh, you set me off.
Oh,
Thank you, Sam.
mate.
That's all right.
And if you'd like to have me
Right.
round for a cup of tea one day in your new
Oh, you're
place,
more than welcome.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll come
right.
down next week or whenever.
Your roast dinner or something.
I'd love that.
You see, the thing about these places is technically, because you've got on a rent book, as somebody told me, that unless you're massive trouble, you could be here to go out in your box.
Right.
Yeah.
I know it sounds, you know,
Yeah,
a bit
yeah.
feeble to say it, but you could technically be here to. And what's wrong with that?
You've helped us too. I promise you.
Oh, you're amazing.
You basically, yeah, you did a day's work for Charlie.
Good point there.
Thank
Right.
you so much, man.
Tax us when you're home so we know that you're safe.
I will,
Right.
Enjoy your new home.
I've got to go in.
Right, good day, guys.
Oh, it's been a brilliant day.
All right, see you again soon.
No, thank
We'll
you.
be back for that cup of tea.
Oh, and what you've done for me. Thank you for the trip out of Exeter.
No, you're welcome. It's lovely to meet you.
It's like, I haven't been out of Exeter apart from Exeter for a year, 2 years.
Ah.
More than that. More than that.
And now you've seen Birmingham. You can tick that off the bucket list.
Yes, I can see that's on my bucket list. I didn't even know it was on the bucket list. Birmingham, mate. I'm going to tick it on the bucket list.
That was the right thing to do, wasn't it?
Yeah. I knew you would. There's no way that you could have... God, I'm going to cry. You can't drive him all the way up to Birmingham, get his stuff, and then leave the guy without anywhere to live still. No, it's the right thing to do. And like you said, it's not charity, it's not a gift. They had to spend the whole day with you. If I get paid, they should get paid. Review. Jane's review of Birmingham.
I know. I love the way she just insisted on showing us around where she lives with pride.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just...
Absorbing?
I so nearly... When he said, oh, it's my first safe home since I left home when I was a youngster, when he was 17. That just hit me like a ton of bricks.
Oh.
And I didn't realise what a big deal getting this place is for him. And I didn't rush into it. I was thinking carefully, right, there's an opportunity to do this today, but I don't want to get it wrong, or, you know, you can want to do something good, but it just doesn't, it comes out wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think you did it right.
I hope so. He's invited me around he said to cook me a meal in his new home.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that he does, that he is happy about it.
But that's the thing, you can tell so much that he, like... I found it fascinating today, talking to both of them, and the opinions of two people who are, one, hidden homeless, I still just love that expression, and he is technically homeless as well, even though he's been staying on her sofa or whatever, hasn't he?
A sofa surfer.
Yeah. But they are still without a home of their own, really. But the bedsit is the best that they can do, the best that they can get for circumstances. But all the things that hold them back, but also what they're saying, it's interesting how much Jane referred to people and discipline, that, you know, you've got to have the discipline to run your own home, that you may be given a home, but then you'll leave a home again. But he wants to cook, he wants to have a home, he wants to watch the F1, he wants to do all the things that we all take for granted. And now he's got the opportunity to do all of that.
He's 47 now, I think. So he hasn't had somewhere safe to sleep for 30 years. 2/3 of his entire life, his entire adult life, he's had nowhere safe to sleep. And that was what really made me decide, okay, I can't not at least offer him the opportunity to make this happen if he wants to make it happen. Just so gentle.
Yeah.
He's such a gentle guy, a sweet and gentle guy. He just wants to find peace. And everywhere he goes, there's just strife and trouble.
Yeah.
And he's managed to get off the drugs on his own. I mean, it's the first thing he started talking about. When he's got in the car this morning, he just opened up about taking drugs in the early days.
Yeah.
Made no attempt to cover that up.
Yeah.
Hey Phil, it's Charlie. Sorry I missed your call.
Oh, no worries, mate.